Don't run. Just sit down and log on to ocalaforsale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services. When your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements, from damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this, what is today, Monday? How could I forget it's Monday, Robin?
It's Monday.
There's something pretty exciting happening down in Lakeland, and boy, it looks like there's a lot of airplanes there. There is the Sun and Fun International Fly-In and Expo. It starts tomorrow. It runs through the 26th, and if you get a chance to go down there, you will not forget it. Bring your camera. Bring your video camera. This is a visual that requires motion, right? In most cases. John R. Leenhouts is on the phone. I hope I'm saying his name right. I think his nickname is Lights, according to this. He served in the U.S. Navy. He's the president and CEO of Sun and Fun, and he's going to help us understand what's happening down there. Good morning, John. How you doing?
I'm doing absolutely outstanding, Larry, and it is Monday, but we call it Fun Day because this is the beginning of the fun at Sun and Fun.
This is fun.
We're putting on the final touches of putting this extravaganza of aviation enjoyment together, and we like to call this the rock concert in the sky. It's like Woodstock on steroids for airplanes.
Oh, I like that. And do you tour around the country with the Sun and Fun shows, or do you work exclusively with the Lakeland Airport?
Well, we work exclusively with the Lakeland Airport. Sun and Fun is a 501c3 not-for-profit. Our focus is building a brighter future through aviation. So all the money that we collect during this big 6-day fly-in is earmarked for education. It goes right back in to building young men and women into solid citizens, as aviation is a tool for a career for them. So we do this as a fundraiser once a year, and it's just a phenomenal collection of aviation enthusiasts that share the same passion that we do about keeping aviation alive.
That is cool. And how many years have you been doing this?
Well, this will be the 41st annual event. We started in 1974, and we've never missed a year. And, the Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we'll have another 40 years in front of us.
So when 41 years have passed, has technology changed what's in the cockpit of an airplane a whole lot?
Oh, well, as you well know, I think you alluded to the fact that, I flew in the Navy. And yes, sir, I've watched the technology on the leading edge. As you would understand, the military and the space program always have the money to start the newest, most advanced technology insertion into aircraft. And yes, I got to see this go from when I started flying in 1970, what we call steam gauges, to now everything is glass. And with the touch of a finger on a screen, everything changes to exactly what the pilot needs. And all the automation that is added to the flight control systems, they're no longer, and especially the military jets, you don't have cables and control and connecting rods. It's all wires that run to servos that hydraulically move. They're actuated by electronics.
Oh, wow.
The computer system drives everything. I mean, I've had a chance to fly the F-18 Super Hornet a couple of times to do my career, and that airplane redefined the flight dynamics of yaw, pitch, and roll in the sense that no matter what the pilot did, the airplane said, okay, that's good, or no, that's bad, and we're not going to do it. So we would never let the airplane depart and go out of control.
Wow. So have you personally piloted a plane that broke the sound barrier?
Oh, well, yes, sir. I was a Navy fighter pilot for 27 and a half years. And so going through the sound barrier was pretty much daily operation.
That was daily. Wow. I can't even imagine that. What is that like do you hear something in there, or is that just something you hear on the ground?
It's only heard on the ground. When you're in the cockpit, you don't even know you've gone through the speed of sound. all you do is you look at your airspeed, your Mach indicator, and you see it go past 0.9, 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3.
Wow. Wow.
So it's pretty exhilarating, to say the least. Now, if you're closer to the ground, things move faster, but normally when we're doing those kinds of speeds, we're between 15,000 and 35,000. So you really don't get a sense of how much faster.
That is amazing.
Just in relation to the other airplane, and you're trying to outrun him.
So you think about the fact that when it was first broken, it was such a big deal, and now you guys do it every single day.
Oh yeah, we go out there, and when we're doing training missions, going through the sound barrier is it's a non-issue. It's part of business.
So what do we see when we visit the Sun and Fun show? And I'm guessing some pilots fly in. Is that right? And like I wouldn't fly in because I only drive a car.
Yeah, me too.
Well, there are a lot of people that drive in, and we'll fill up our parking lot here pretty much on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with on the average of about 9,000 to 11,000 cars. But more importantly, the flying component is the neatest part, and we will bring in about 3,000 airplane movements a day.
Wow.
To get to the point where we're between 11 and 12,000 movements for the whole week as we reach that crescendo on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But right now, I'm standing out here on the ramp, and I'm looking around, and I can count probably 75 to 100 airplanes are already parked on the ramp, and that'll grow throughout the today and tomorrow. And we'll be pushing probably about 3,000 airplanes will be sitting on our ramp come tomorrow afternoon.
Wow, the list of things is pretty long. A couple of things I want to ask you about. What is the balloon launch?
Oh, that's Saturday morning, and that is the coolest, neatest, most exhilarating thing you can see with balloons. At dawn, right at about 6:15, 6:30, as the sun is cresting over that horizon here at Sun and Fun, we'll watch those balloons slowly inflate and then rise up. And we'll have 25 to 30 of them that'll fill the sky, and then off they go in a balloon race. Now, that's sort of like...
That is awesome. Wow, we got to get pictures of this, Robin.
Yeah.
Wow. So and how much does it cost to get into the show?
Well, if you're a non-pilot, if you're just a regular
that's me.
guy or gal, yeah, it would be $37.
Okay.
But that gets you more than an air show. Remember, it's an international fly-in, and the word expo is equivalent to a convention. And so we have over 500 exhibitors that are showing all the oldest and newest technology in aviation. They're selling airplanes and paints and polishes and engines and tires and all the, winch, everything associated with aviation, from navigational gear to the hardware that makes it fly, is all for sale and on display, and you can talk to the people that build it. We have forums where you learn how to work on airplanes. We have lecture series for people that have done things like fly around the world in a single-engine airplane, and have gone to the moon. I mean, we have the whole litany of aviation interest components that give you a sense of what you could do in aviation. Whether you ever do it or not, at least you can hear from somebody who has already done it and learn about it.
Wow.
Great fun.
I was just talking this morning about how I grew up on Long Island in New York, and the mall that I used to go to as a kid has a marker there now that commemorates where Charles Lindbergh took off from.
Right.
And it wasn't there when I was a kid. It's there now, the marker. And I always was thinking, we don't honor that accomplishment. And I'm guessing obviously it's a good thing that we do honor that. Do you have anybody that will be there that has been? I don't know. I mean, you're part of the history as well. So.
Well, I don't know about me being part of history, but we have folks that are part of history.
I know I am. I know. I saw an old picture of myself. I said, "Wow, I look old. I must be part of history."
Well, I mean, we have guys like Dick Cole, Colonel Dick Cole, who was Doolittle's co-pilot on the Doolittle Tokyo raids back in 1942.
Oh, wow.
We have Charlie McGee, retired Air Force colonel, who was one of the Tuskegee Airmen who broke the barrier of discrimination in the military.
Wow.
And we've got Gary Powers Jr. His father got shot down in his U-2 over Russia in 1961. I mean, that list just goes on and on. And then we got historical people you can talk to like that. And then we've got historical airplanes to look at. We've got one of the world's only flying Jennies, used in World War I as a primary trainer for all those Army Air Corps service guys.
Wow.
And so It's just, and then we got Bud Anderson,
Right.
who was a triple ace, had 15 kills between World War II, Korea, and Vietnam.
Bud
I mean, the
Anderson,
guy is-
wasn't that from Father Knows Best or something?
Yeah, he was the son.
Yeah, pretty neat. Here's a little highlight for you. I've got an airplane on the field out here that was owned to 1930 Waco, and it was the personal airplane of a guy by the name of Harry Hall Knight. And you said, well, who's that guy? Well, he's the guy who wrote the check to buy the Spirit of St. Louis from the Ryan Corporation to give it to Lindbergh to fly across the ocean.
Oh,
It was
wow.
his personal airplane.
Wow.
That's the kind of stuff that's out here.
The one of the owners of this radio station got his pilot's license just in the past few years. He studied at the aviation school here in Ocala.
Yeah, Ocala Aviation.
And I think he flew into the Sun and Fun the first year he got his license. I think he did. I don't know if he's doing it this year or not.
Well, let me tell you this is, I'm glad you brought that up because he just learned to fly recently. And I told you in the beginning that we were putting the money we earned here back into aviation to build that community up. It's woefully undermanned. We didn't make enough pilots, and you're watching accidents happen in the airline industry that are caused by inexperienced pilots because we don't have enough. So what we're doing is we are giving high school students, because we have a high school on our campus. It's our Aerospace Center for Excellence. It's got 350 kids in it. They're just general kids. But any one of them that qualifies with a 2.75 grade point average and no issues disciplinary-wise, they get to learn to fly for how much? For free.
Wow.
So we are the number one producer of pilots for free in the world.
Oh, okay. So the money goes to the scholarships that pays for their education.
That's right. We pay for them to learn how to be mechanics, pilots, engineers, go to college on scholarships. And right now, we've been doing this for the last 2 years, and I've pushed past 28 brand new pilots that were teenagers. These are 17-year-old men and women that have a license to fly in an airplane by the FAA, and they're great kids, and they're turning into good, solid citizens.
Wow,
We're
that's
doing
awesome.
more.
John,
Yeah.
can you stay with us through the break? We have so many more questions. Okay, good. We'll take a little break. Sun and Fun starts tomorrow down in Lakeland. It sounds very exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing that balloon launch myself.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a good photo opportunity. But anyway, so many great things, and it sounds like it's all for a really good cause. So we'll be right back after this break. This is The Source, WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident for today. Clouds and a few intervals of sun, along with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Any thunderstorm can produce large hail, the high 83 to 87. Mostly cloudy tonight with a passing shower, lows in the mid to upper 60s. For tomorrow, a shower or thunderstorm in the morning, then some sunshine, high 82 to 86. Wednesday, partly sunny, chance of a shower or thunderstorm along the coast, the high 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Kenseth wins a marathon in Thunder Valley. This is the Coca-Cola Monday Morning Race Refresher, sponsored by Coca-Cola. Enjoy the race with an ice-cold Coke, the official soft drink of NASCAR.
As the sun was setting over my son's blanket fort, a smile crossed my face because I had dinner covered. Earlier at Walmart, my senses told me my family would want something delicious. Coca-Cola and a market-side rotisserie chicken from the deli answered the call.
Mom, can I have some more?
Looks like another dinner saved by Mom the Incredible.
Find the effortless meal your family deserves at the Walmart Deli with a tender market-side rotisserie chicken, 2 pounds of savory potato salad, and icy cold 2-liter Coke for $9.50 or less. Tax deposit and CRV not included.
Matt Kenseth survived 11 caution flags, 3 red flags, and 3 rain delays to win last night's Food City 500 in support of Steve Burns at the Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee. It's his first Sprint Cup Series win at Joe Gibbs Racing and first win in the last 51 races.
You know, we had a car really fast in a short run, not so good in the long run, and we had all the little short runs at the end, which really played into our hands.
Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Ryan Newman completed the top 5 in a race that took more than 8 hours to run. The race also saw the debut of 18-year-old Eric Jones, who filled in for Denny Hamlin after the day's first red flag, after Hamlin was suffering from neck spasms.
Sitting on my couch back in North Carolina, and then I got a text from one of the crew members, and they let me know that I might need to be on standby. And right then I started packing a bag. I called my dad and said, hey, I think I might be getting to run a cup race tonight. And he's like, okay, cool.
Hamlin was credited with the 26th position since he started the race, but only drove the first 22 laps. The Sprint Cup Series now heads to the Richmond International Raceway this Saturday night. This has been the Coca-Cola Monday Morning Race Refresher. Enjoy the race with an ice-cold Coke, the official soft drink of NASCAR. I'm Kyle Rickey on the Motor Racing Network.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
All right, just about 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning into The Source, WOCA. 66 degrees, by the way, here at the studios. You know, I'm reminded of when I was a kid, Robin. I had a Christmas gift. It was a Super 8mm movie camera. Mm-hmm. And I used to, take video, not video, what do you call it, movies, right, at the time. So I took movies of my dog in the snow. I took movies of my brother. The best movies that I ever took, though, I went to this air show. My dad took us upstate New York somewhere, and there was this air show, and it was just the best footage of anything I've ever taken because there was just so much going on. The planes were so fast, and they came so close to the ground. The Sun and Fun Air Show here in Florida starts tomorrow. It's in Lakeland, so just a short drive from Ocala. And if you have an airplane, it's even quicker.
Yes.
It was like 10 minutes if you have an airplane. John R. Leenhouts is on the phone. He served in the Navy, and he is the president and CEO of Sun and Fun. And it's a nonprofit organization, and the money that they raise goes towards scholarships so that new students who are studying to become pilots will become pilots.
Yes.
John, are you still with us?
Absolutely, sir.
How did you get the nickname Lights?
Well, in the Navy, they don't let you pick your own nickname like they did in Top Gun. Actually, your nickname comes from your early days where you probably made some sort of mistake, and it aligned itself with an interesting name, and that became your call sign. And it's a way of endearing each other in a camaraderie sort of sense, that it reminds you that no matter how cool you think you are, you're really just one of the guys. So my nickname came from my last name is Leenhouts, and they said that kind of sounds like a lighthouse. But I made so many mistakes, they said, you know what, the lights are out. So I was lights out for about 3 years.
Oh, that's funny. And you're a good sport to actually keep it on your because it's on my notes, so you must embrace it.
Well, it just reminds me of the fact that no matter how good you think you are, you can still make mistakes, and you got to work hard on not doing that. So, in naval aviation, we're really hard on each other because the goal is to make you the best you can be, and you always remind yourself that you've got to continue to work and focus on doing your job as a pilot, because there is no room for error in that business. And I keep that moniker just as a reminder that you slip up one time and it could hurt you or somebody else. So stay the course, stay focused, do your job, do it right, be a professional.
That's right. We mentioned the balloon launch. What is the night air show? What's happening at night that we could see? Are there lights on the planes or something?
Oh, absolutely. We do it 2 nights. We do it on Wednesday night and on Saturday night. Both of them start at 8 o'clock. And if you're already on the field, then you just get to enjoy that as well. If you come in late, then it's a $10 fee to get in to see the night show. And the night show are the airplanes that have some have flown in the day, but they have pyrotechnics on the wing and on the belly, and they shoot off fireworks off of it. And they do this whole aerobatic routine all over the field with fireworks going off of it, for vintage airplanes and helicopters. And then on Saturday night, we do it again, and we end up after about an hour of flying with 15 to 20 minutes of fantastic fireworks. Just the coolest thing. So it's definitely worth seeing. They're really spectacular.
I don't know how to ask this question, but I'm going to tell you what I'm wondering about. Whenever you see video of like Navy jets or Air Force jets flying in formation, and they don't seem to move 1 inch from that formation, and sometimes they're very, very close to each other, I don't know how to ask the question without sounding like because I have no clue how this is done. But I couldn't drive my car like that. Mm-hmm. How do you do it in the air?
Well, believe it or not, we spent a lot of hours practicing that, and the pilot who's flying wing never looks forward. They always look at the lead aircraft. So you're flying with your head focused in your eyes onto the lead aircraft, and you know the predetermined moves you're going to be making, and you just follow through with them, and you manipulate the flight controls and the throttle exactly in position.
Wow.
To give I've flown that way for years in the Navy. You fly through really bad weather, and when it's all said and done, you're just really good at it, and you stay in position. Just the other day, I went flying with the Breitling Jet Team. I don't know if you know who they are, but they're the largest formation group in the world. They fly 7 airplanes, and they will be here. They came in from France for the first time in the history of America. They're going to be displaying their air show at Sun and Fun as a debut, and there's 7 L-39 jets. And I flew with them, and when we took off, we actually rolled down the runway side by side, and we were no more than about a foot apart.
Wow.
We take to the sky,
Wow.
and then we do all these full aerobatic routine in tight formation. It's really exciting, and you got to see that. They'll be playing here and flying on both Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. And then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we also have the Thunderbirds, who are just phenomenal in their F-16s, and they'll be flying in tight formation for 45 minutes at the end of the day at 4:30 on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can't miss it.
Wow. Are there any non-air things? Like, are there bands playing? Is there food? Are there other vendors there?
Children's activities?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. We've got a kid zone that's oriented towards aviation. You can climb a spaceship and do a free flight zip line and all that for the kids right as you come in. And then we have 70-some food locations with a variety of foods, everything from your funnel cake to your really nice gourmet lunch sandwich, deli sandwiches, and salad. So we cater to the whole spectrum of food requirements. And then we have bands playing in the campground at our stage back by what we call the corn roast, where they roast corn every night. And that goes on every evening at around 6:30 all the way till 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. So there's something starting in the morning where they do coffee and donuts around our big fire pit out in the campground where people come and gather, all the way through the rest of the evening where they end up listening to music in the afternoons and the evenings, and then they go back to that fire pit and they tell stories. And a lot of our young men and women end up around that fire pit just to hear stories from the old guys and how they used to do it.
That is so cool.
They're anxious to learn.
I like the fact also that you have church services.
Oh, yeah, we had that. We had it on Saturday night, and we had it again on Sunday morning, and we'll do it again this coming weekend as well. So we cater to everybody's needs. This is really fascinating. People move out here in complete total starting yesterday. Our campground is packed. I mean, we've got more space, but all the primo spaces are taken up, and then they fill it up, and it becomes a city. And we'll have out here, every night, we'll have between 2,500 and 3,000 people that are staying out here, living out here in this little city. And then underneath all the airplanes out here, people are camped underneath them. They bring their tents and they set up camp right by their airplane out on the field, and they live out here.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
It really is an incredible experience. If you haven't done it, I tell people, don't just come for the air show. Come in the morning, stay through the evening activity. There's in all the little areas that have different types of aircraft, they have their little encampment, and they gather together in those areas, and they just share the love of aviation and the experiences it's brought them, and the camaraderie of doing something that only 1% of the world does, and that's fly.
Wow.
The Sun and Fun International Fly-In and Expo is what we're talking about. We're speaking to John R. Leenhouts, also known as Lights Leenhouts. He already mentioned that's a nickname he got while he was in the Navy. He served in the U.S. Navy. He's flown faster than the speed of sound regularly.
Yes.
He's the president and CEO of Sun and Fun, and it starts tomorrow, runs through Sunday. You know, one thing I wanted to mention, Robin brought up the church services, and I thought there's probably two places that I've ever been in my life where there's a lot of prayer going on. One is in a church, and one is in an airplane.
Well, you'll love this, and this is the kind of people we are out here. But every one of our events starts with two things. One of them is the presentation of the flag, a Pledge of Allegiance, and a national anthem, and then we follow it up with a prayer, because we are heart and heart good, solid American citizens, and we believe in respecting the flag that gave us the right to do what we do, and we also love the fact that there is a higher power that gives us a helping hand when we need it.
And one of the things you pointed out to us on the break was that not only is this a fundraiser for aviation education scholarships and for all of the students, but this week's worth of days pumps in $65 million to the economy just because of this fly-in. Amazing.
Yep, we fill up every hotel room in our county, and then we expand out into the surrounding counties of around Tampa and Orlando. And people come from all over the world. We have 80 different countries represented with people flying into this thing, and every state in the nation will have somebody here. So it's truly an international event.
John, thank you for taking some time out of your morning to be with us. I'm sure you're really busy over there. Before we say goodbye, for the listeners, how can they find out more? Do you have a website?
Absolutely. Go to www.sun, the word S-U-N, a hyphen, the letter N, another hyphen, the word fun.org, because we're a nonprofit.
Because you're an organization. That's very good. Well, thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service, and it's just a wonderful interview this morning to promote this. Sounds like a really great event. Thank you, John.
Well, thank you, Larry. You guys have a wonderful day. Hope to see you down here. Have a super week.
Thank you.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. About 2